Professor Lindzen, thank you so much for your great work there at the institution of MIT. It's so important to have your voice of reason coming out of MIT and the Boston establishment there. I want to ask you, is it possible today for a PhD candidate or someone who's trying to get tenure at one of these institutions to be critical of the global warming alarmism?
Well, let me be careful in how I say it. Not openly. I don't think a young person today could make a career if he were openly critical of global warming. What happens instead is you have what I would call moranos, people who are secret skeptics. So you'll have papers written, I could cite a few. Jerry Rowe had a paper on the Milankovitch theory of ice ages. He includes a remark in it, though he says that even though he does not refer to the role of CO2, he wishes the reader to understand he's not ruling it out. You have a paper by Horvath and Soden where they confirmed the iris effect that I had worked on 12 years ago. But they have to add a paragraph, and I'm sure the reviewers insisted on it, that said, although this would appear to confirm it, we wish to refer the reader to the articles that criticize this and point out that it's wrong. So, the literature is full of this stuff. It's also the case you cannot have a job at a university and get promoted if you don't bring in money. And so your grant application certainly can't say you want to check whether global warming is real or not. Instead, you have these things that I pointed to in sociology and psychology, which are sort of gibberish things, but they endorse it. As a practical matter for my colleagues, if I have a student or someone, what I've discovered is, for instance, I have one colleague now who is a postdoc with me from South Korea. They apparently don't mind objections to global warming, and they have their own satellite program, and they want to go forward. And so there it seems to be safe. I have another former student who I still work with in Chile. He cannot come out. Chile is much more politically correct. I have another student who's visiting from France. He has no intention of staying in the field, so he can do anything. Okay.